moderating because we're gonna try to keep Trevor's hair from exploding.
Oh, facts. Yeah, I'm with you. That's up. Sure. Let's get it.
All right. So did y'all let him in yet? Because I'm trying to see.
Nah, not yet. I'm waiting for.
You guys are already live, so how about I just let them in?
Cool. Live, baby. Live.
Welcome. Hi, Facebook Live.
Welcome.
Hi, YouTube Live. This is a first. We YouTube Live in the day too. Excited about tonight. Welcome everyone who are here on the panel. My name is Laura Whedon. Myself and the lovely Tanisha are the hosts of Mommies and Money. And as you see, tonight we have a special edition segment with Fathers and Finance. This is the collaboration we've all been waiting for. And let me tell you, it's so good. It is so juicy. I am so excited for tonight. So Isaac is going to be our host tonight, along with myself. And as you can see, we have other panelists, Mr. Marcus Hunt, Trevor Evans, Tanisha Steiger, Patrick Graves, and we are, it's just gonna be so good. I just cannot wait.
So Laura, man,
I just want to say that Isaac and Laura are hosting to shut me up. So
we just gonna reel you in.
We just have to reel you in.
Exactly. But we won't have to do that. We won't have to do that.
I had to get Laura for this conversation. I had to get Laura to help me reel you in because I can't do it by myself. The production means we're crazy enough as it is. So
and it's a topic that might be a two-parter. How about that?
Might have to be a two-parter for real.
So what is this topic that we are going to discuss today? What is this fantastic finesse, Isaac? What is this fantastic finesse?
All right, so this is crazy. So I don't even know how we got on this subject, but to kind of give you the background about me, I hate shopping. I hate shopping with a passion. I go to the store, I get what I want, I leave. I've been married almost 29 years. And in the early part of our marriage, this used to be a serious problem. We would go to the mall together. My wife would say, I want to go pick up something. And I would go, all right, you got it, let's go. And she would go, oh no, I got to browse. So we stopped shopping. So the finesse is this. My wife has learned how to skillfully maneuver me into doing things that I do not want to do, especially at certain times when my mind is mush. So what I mean by that is there have been times when, after intimacy, and I'll give you this one example. So my wife knew I tore up my shower shoes. And I told my wife that I wanted to go get some shower shoes. So one night after intimacy, she's rubbing my head and kissing me. She goes, I want to take you to the outlet and get you some shower shoes. Now, this me knows that that's a trap. Where I am at this moment, I know that that's a trap. I don't want to shop. That's a trick to get me to go to the outlets, spend money that I don't want to spend, and to watch her browse for stuff and have her ask me questions like, what do you think about this? I don't know, baby. It's a woman's blouse. It may look good. I don't know. But she asked me right then during that time, and you know what I said? Yeah, baby, let's go to the outlet. Yeah, let's go get those shower shoes. She goes, we get up in the morning. I'm like, am I really going shopping? Yes, I'm going shopping. And then I get there, she immediately goes and buys the shower shoes. And then I spend the next 5 hours being miserable, shopping, doing something I didn't want to do. Now, am I happy she was happy? Yes. But I was miserable the entire time. And she knew not to ask me beforehand. She knew to ask me afterwards. So yes, that is a finesse. And what our conversation has been about, Laura, is why is the finesse necessary? And why is it always around money, seemingly?
Oh, that's such a wonderful question you asked. But you know what? I can say that it works both ways. You think women finesse you guys? Yes, we do. But men, y'all have a way of finessing women too. So let's jump right into it. Well, actually, let me back up. because it's so good, I want to take care of housekeeping. First and foremost, welcome again, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, just to give you guys a little bit of background information on Mommies and Money. And I'll let the guys talk on Fathers and Finances. We started this platform back in September. And what Mommies and Money is about, our mission is simple. We are in pursuit of excellence in the breaking of generational curses by empowering women and mothers through financial education to ensure a better future. I am a wife and a mother of one. My son is 12 years old. And I'm just so blessed to be a part of this platform, that we can have these real conversations, ask these real questions that a whole bunch of people want to know about, that nobody is bold enough to talk about but us. So I am just super duper grateful for this. You can catch Mommies and Money on Thursdays. We mirror Fathers and Finances. We are at 6:30 on Thursdays. As you know, Fathers and Finances is 6:30 on Tuesdays. And if you've missed any of our segments, both Fathers and Finances or Mommies and Money, you can go back on YouTube and check us out there. So again, thank you. And thank you for letting me share that part. Okay, so now we can jump into everything.
Do we let you or just take it?
I think I just took it. Did I finesse it? Did I just finesse that whole thing? Did I finesse that?
Very gracefully.
I do a good job.
Very gracefully.
Yeah, for sure.
There we go.
There we go. I love it.
Listen, and so Fathers and Finances has been dedicated. Obviously, what we wanted to do as the guys, we wanted to make sure that, we talk about everything in the barbershop, everything, and it gets crazy and wild in there. But we wanted to talk about money mostly. And we wanted to talk about issues that affect Black men and how we can educate people about how to, just like Mommies and Money, break generational curses and be more responsible as men as far as financial education. All of us have known somebody that tell us to work. All of us has known somebody to tell us how to take care of a woman. But taking care of money is completely different than working. Just because you work hard and you make a lot of money, all of us know plenty of people that make six figures that are living paycheck to paycheck because they don't know how to manage their money. So we wanted to break generational curses as well. So that being said, let's hop right into it. So Laura, or anybody that wants to contribute, why, when y'all finesse us, why is it about money? Why is it? So, and here's an example. This is my guess. My mother would finesse my father, but it wouldn't be at least I don't think it was around intimacy. She used to tell me, I'm going to get that. When microwaves first came out and they were like big as cars, my mother wanted one and my father didn't want to get the microwave. And she told me, give me 3 months, I'm going to have that microwave. So she finessed him, but it took 3 months. So I don't know what happened, but my father was vehemently against getting that microwave because he didn't want to spend the money. I think microwaves back then were like $800 or something stupid like that when you first got a microwave. Eventually, bam, she gets the microwave, it's sitting up there, and my father's like, I just came up out of $800 and I didn't want to do it. Now, we love the microwave, but it always has to do with money. Now, why is that? Why is it that you just can't say, hey, I want to get a microwave, boom, let me get this $800.
I'm gonna ask you a question with a question. Would you willingly just give it if she just came right out and said it that way?
Depends on what it is, but we need to have a discussion. You don't need to use the Jedi mind trick around intimacy to get me to do it. We just need to have a discussion.
I would definitely agree. A discussion is important and communication is key. So I don't know. I mean, me personally, I'm the type, I would just come out and ask. There's no need to finesse. That's just me.
You know, right now, Isaac.
You can only hope to contain him. You can't stop him.
Right now, bro. Okay. And what is finessing? Finessing is when you try and do things in a sticky way. Okay. And females are good at that, right? Now they'll say it's because we know y'all are not going to do something, or it's helping us out in a sense. Okay. So,
right.
rather than go through the arguments or the round and round, right? They come up with a way to slickfully, get us to do things that they think or know that we won't want to do. Okay. And now a finesse to me is anything that is done in a slick way. Okay. Whether a person knows about it or not, right? If you have to slickfully, artfully ask your husband to do something, or artfully ask your husband a question or a comment, that's being finesse. Because if you can't just outwardly say, boom, here's the question, or boom, here's the comment. If you gotta slickfully, or artfully, and put your little touch on it, that's a finesse to me, right? And that's what I believe females do.
I've always said it's not in what you say, it's how you say it.
Ooh.
And so my thing is, instead of, and another thing, biblically, a soft word turns away wrath. And
Yes.
so I live on those words. And the first thing I'm going to do is try to have that conversation with you. I'm going to come to you in my sweet voice or in a calming voice. I'm not going to come at you like, hey, I need you to do this. Oh, hey, I need you to do that. No, I'm going to come to you and say, hey, could you do this for me? Now, I think when it comes down to when y'all do it, that's when a woman has the problem, and then she may need to use that finesse a little bit to get what she needs from you when she needs you to do it. So, and for example, I asked my husband to wash the dishes. All right, babe, I'm gonna get to it. Okay. All right. Okay. Hey,
4
babe, are you
hours
gonna
later?
wash the dishes?
Okay.
Exactly. Like, hey, babe, I said I was gonna do it. I said I was gonna do it. So the thing is, no, it's not necessarily a dire situation, but at the same time, if I've asked you to do something, if I was expecting it's gonna take you literally all day to do it, and then most likely you're going to forget, then I would have just done it myself. And which is usually the case. I asked you to do something that's not dire, right?
So
You take
Laura,
all day and then you don't do it because you forgot. But then if I remind you, I'm nagging. So
Laura,
yes,
are you saying that women finesse us to get things done when they want it done?
That's what it sounds like,
absolutely.
Charlie.
I think so.
That's what it
Absolutely.
sounds like.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that though? What's the problem? What's wrong with it?
It's on your time.
Okay. When someone asks me, when someone asks me, hey, can you please take the trash out? Okay. Yeah, babe, I'll take it out. All right. You never said when. You never said, exactly at what time. You said, please take out trash. Cool, I'll do it. Whatever I'm doing at that time. I hate when I'm asked to do something, all right? And then either one, I get finessed to do it, or if I don't do it in the time frame that I'm asked or she wants, which I don't even know the time frame is, okay? Then she does it, okay? Right? So she'll ask you to do the dishes, and then because she didn't tell you when to do exactly, then she does it herself, okay? So a finesse, it seems to me that women are built to finesse men. Either you're taught that, or it's just what y'all believe, right? Like Isaac gave an example during our meeting. He said his wife wanted him to take out trash. Instead of asking him, what do I say, Isaac?
So my wife, when she wants to finesse me about certain things like that, my wife would go, that wrapper fell out the trash, or somebody didn't throw that all the way in the trash. Like it's not like a direct, because my wife doesn't. I think women don't want to sound like they're nagging.
Mm-hmm.
So my wife doesn't want to go, hey, OC, will you go pick this up? I see you're busy. Will you pick this up when you have the chance? So what she'll do is go, oh, look at that. That fell out the thing over there. Now, she may be standing by it and I may be working on something, but that's a whole nother subject, because she'll go, I don't want to pick that up and I got to wash my hands. I got to put lotion on them again. So that may be a whole nother conversation that she's having with herself. So she'll say that to me, and that's a finesse, really. That is.
Now, would you guys agree that men, when we communicate with our significant others or anybody, would you agree that yes, we are a little bit more direct, a little bit more matter of factly, a little bit more, straightforward, right? And maybe that comes off as rude or just not calming enough, okay? And perhaps maybe that's why men get finesse more, because I feel like a woman feels like they have to do it or else they're not heard.
I would say that y'all don't necessarily come off rude or direct, because to me, sometimes y'all can use your little sweet things too. Your little sweet nothings y'all like to whisper. Hey, baby, you looking so good today.
And y'all,
Why don't you go make me a sandwich? Why don't you go make me could you please make me a sandwich? Can you please give me something to drink? Y'all do it too. Y'all know y'all do it too. Y'all turn it on when y'all want something too. And women most likely will do it. Most likely will stop what they're doing to serve or to do what it is that you want them to do. And I mean, not necessarily there's anything wrong with that, because I know in my relationship, my marriage, I'm definitely submissive to my husband. And depending on the thing that he wants me to do, obviously, hey, I don't have a problem with pausing my show to talk to him and have a conversation about something, or stop listening to music and go fix something to eat or whatever. Or I could be listening to music while I'm fixing something to eat. To me, I think women don't think of it like y'all do. Like you said earlier, we don't think of it as such a huge issue that we may come to you a certain type of way to get what it is that we want. We're just asking, and hey, if you don't give us what we want, then yeah, we're gonna figure out how to finesse you to get what we want.
So I want to, for the record, real quick, Patrick, for the record, I know my wife is on here, so I want to say for the record, I don't finesse Charlene at any time. I just ask her for what she wants, for what I want. I don't use any finesse tactics, so I just want to make that clear while we're on the call. Go ahead, Patrick.
The lies you tell.
Isaac, I appreciate you. I appreciate you saying that, because you got to go to sleep tonight.
That's right. I do.
Let that be known. But
I don't finesse.
To answer you, Laura, why is it that the finesse in a female situation or a wife situation is when a man is occupied with something? I think it's not so hard for us, because when we're finessing, you ain't doing that.
The lies you tell.
You're not doing nothing.
Because first of all, let's just go down the list of duties that women do day to day.
Okay.
After having a day full of work.
Okay. Let me
if we
reframe
want
that.
to take it there.
Let me ask the fellas. How many times have you asked your lady to do something for you while she's doing something?
All right, so hold on. I can't really answer this one, because if I answer this one like I want to, my wife will stab me, because I always ask her in the middle of something. So she always says, so, all right, fellas, y'all, man, your wife is around the house, she may be cleaning, doing something or whatever, and you see her looking good. And then you just go grab her. I'm like, hey, babe, I love you, blah, blah, blah. Will you go do X, Y, and Z? She gets super mad about that, because I did just what Laura said. I complimented her. I grabbed her, told her how sexy she was, how I felt she was, or what have you. And then I asked her to go do something while she was busy doing something. So if I told a story on this show right now, Charlene would stab me when I got home. When she got home, I absolutely know this. So you're going to have to ask somebody else.
Well, I ain't scared. I ain't scared. Right now. Females, I don't care what anybody says, okay? I believe there is a gene in every female that at a certain age, that gene turns on, okay? And they are the finesse is like when what's so hard about asking your husband to wash your car, okay? Why you gotta finesse that decision, okay, or that situation, okay? What's so wrong about asking straight out the question? I hate to be asked a question by not even being asked the question, right? I get the finesse, okay? Right? Like if for some example, if I wash my car or if I don't even wash my car, okay? Rather than being asked to wash the car, okay? I'm gonna get some other comment about dirty cars, okay? And how hers need to be hers need washed, okay? Why not just come out and ask me to wash your car? It's like I don't know what it is, but the females, you guys just think that a finesse is being nice and is what y'all are supposed to do. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that.
It to me depends on the person, because that would be annoying to me too. If somebody's beating around the bush to ask me to do something, just ask me directly and I will do it or I won't do it.
That's the
but okay, Aquaforce, all the Aquarius on here.
Yep.
So let me
come on, Tanisha, I
ask,
already know.
So we still didn't ask my initial question, which was, why does it pertain, for at least from the woman's standpoint, it pertains to money. So I think a lot of times, just from my experience, I've seen women, and particularly the women that I know, there's something financially that they feel is necessary, and men don't feel that it's necessary. And that's where the problem lies. And so it's got to be some sort of, so men, we finesse for short-term stuff. Like Laura said, fix me a sandwich. I finesse Shaw for a back scratch. I just got to have my back scratch for 15 minutes. I just simple stuff. But women, y'all think on a grand scale. And so it's always pertaining to something that either needs to happen for the family, or at least in my opinion, it may be for y'all, maybe something else. And my thing is, it seems like we ought to be able to get on the same page financially about what's necessary for men, for the family. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why is it so that it's so disconnected, I guess? I mean, does that make sense? Or do y'all find it's not about money? Y'all just find, I'm sure Trevor thinks the finesse is for everything, but
I do.
But for me, I just think, is it that I only notice it when it's money? Am I being finessed daily? I don't know. I
yes, you are. Yeah, you are. Every day.
Yes, you are.
Every 95% of the time, she finessing you, bro. You don't know it. You just numb to it now.
365 days out the year.
You just numb to it now. Okay.
So that's what y'all admit to.
They legit have an excuse why they finesse us. We have to do it. If we don't, nothing gets done. Or I don't feel good about it, or whatever.
I don't know. What were you saying, Tanisha?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it, but it's not just to say, okay, so I don't know when it comes to finances and how most people or relationships do. Like, you guys are married, I'm not. But if I was in a relationship and he asked me a question legit about my finances, I'm gonna tell you exactly where I'm at. See, that's the problem when I think when it comes to females, because females don't want to sit there and tell you that they might have a low credit score. They might have over $40,000 in debt. They don't want you to sit there and judge them on that. But then what pisses me off is that they're the same ones who will go and buy like a $300 wig and a whole outfit to match, and then ask a dude to sit there and give them more money to do exactly the same. I don't know. Maybe I'm just confused about this, because I'm just like, I don't understand like where the disconnect is. It should just be like that should be a very open, honest conversation.
I sometimes think the female doesn't want to hurt the ego of the man, you know, because take for example, what you just said, if she wants to know the man's credit score, okay, she didn't want to seem unladylike and ask him, hey, what's your credit score? No, she'll finesse it. She'll say, hey, can you buy something on Visa for me, or can you put something on credit for me? You know, or she'll finesse him in some way to expose the score or lack thereof. Okay, opposed to asking him, bruh, oh, you messed up on credit or what? Okay, I think the finesse keeps the female from looking too aggressive and too overly charged or whatnot. That's
But
what I
Isn't
do.
it the same?
would you?
Isn't it the same when the brother is sitting there like, he's dating this one girl just for the fact that it's income tax purposes and he wants to get a new car?
That's a finesse.
Yes.
So he gonna,
It's
isn't
almost
he not finessing her the same way?
personal.
If he knows he's about to get evicted from his apartment, okay, if he knows he's about to get evicted from his apartment or he's not allowed to stay in the house he's staying at, his uncle, cousin, baby, whatever it is, and he really dates the girl because she lives in a nice neighborhood or she has a nice place, and somehow he does this little okey doke. And he's like, baby, can I move in? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, she can. Like,
Here's how we
this
finesse.
could be for real, forever.
Here's how.
So that's how
we
y'all finesse.
Okay? Here's how we finesse. Okay, if we're gonna finesse you, okay, we're gonna make sure that you get something out of it before we do. All right, but when y'all finesse us, it's one way.
How is
I
that the
do
same
not
thing?
agree with
It's
that.
one
one.
The
way.
same thing. Like if you get kicked out of your apartment, if you get kicked out of your apartment and you moving in with me, how is that finessing me? How is that benefiting me?
Because I'm there with you.
Y'all finesse. I mean, we
You got
we spoke on
protection. You
this.
got protection now.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
what?
I got protection there. See, no,
Yeah.
this is the difference. My daddy taught me right. I know how to protect myself. I got knives at every plant. I got I got a gun everywhere I need to sit there and have a gun. I know how to protect myself. So it's not about having you to be coming into my household to protect me.
But
Okay,
everybody's
that's
not
not
in the
about it.
CIA, Tanisha. Everybody ain't like you. Everybody ain't got them
Okay, that's
skills.
true. But at the same time, though, like maybe we should start like rethinking some things about how people are raising their kids. Like maybe you should actually show your daughter how to sit there and use a gun at a very young age at that point in time.
That's right.
Maybe
That's
take her to
right.
the shooting range, show her how to fight. Like these are just things that you should automatically be knowing anyway.
Every
But what
time
Trevor was saying,
every time I was finessed, I never got anything out of it. Never.
Well,
Trevor,
I did get some. I did get some shower shoes, so I can say that.
don't you have a family? Don't you have a beautiful daughter? Like, don't you have a son? So you got finesse in a good way. Like you got legacy behind you. That's your finesse, huh?
You hear that, Trevor? Happy wife, happy life.
So don't finesse it in.
That's part of it. You have a happy life because your wife is happy. That's something out of it, right?
You gotta be happy too, right?
Y'all are happy.
Oh, so y'all aren't happy? Is that what we're hearing?
No,
Is that what we're hearing? So none of y'all happy. So I was like, Miss Charmaine, I know you're listening right now. Isaac's not happy.
No,
Okay.
The hell with that.
No,
You didn't hear those words out of my mouth.
Hold up,
Right.
Tanisha.
You didn't hear that not one time.
Hold up, Tanisha.
Right.
All right,
I
so
think
I
the
heard
finesse
of
comes
this
down
saying,
to-
right? I heard of this saying that says, women say that you have a man there so that their bills are paid, and then they use their income to pay for what they want. They buy their own things, but we're there to pay for their living, how they're supposed to live, or the type of living that they have, right? So is that true? Is that something that women actually do? When you go look for a man, you do look for a man that's going to be able to provide for you in the way that you would like for you to live, right? If the guy doesn't make but what $10,000 a month, you're not really checking for him just because he's sweet and because he's nice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He
It
take
depends
care
on the
of
person.
you, he wash the dishes, whatever the case may be. He might
It
lick
depends
your
on the
toes.
person. It depends on the person. It depends on the
That's
person
a lie.
because if you were dating a female, would
That's
you
a
be
lie.
intimidated if she made more money than you?
Nope.
No, I
That's a
wouldn't.
lie.
And so you can say the reverse because a lot of men will feel that way. Just like you can't say a whole bunch of women would do the same. We're
But
looking for a man that's going to take care of us. No, that's generalizing.
No,
There you
well,
go,
I'm
Trevor.
not saying
Generalizing.
I'm not saying that you can't physically take care of yourself or whatever the case may be, but deny this if you want to. Dion, I know your husband. Dion, if he was not able to take care of you in the way that you would see fit, where it's like, okay, at least he coming halfway. If he wasn't coming halfway in one way or the other, it doesn't have to be financial. But if he wasn't coming halfway, you're not checking for him. If you say you are, it's a lie.
Well, you can
for
say
you
that
too.
when it comes to all aspects. I mean, you're not going to be with somebody that you're not compatible with. You're not going to be with somebody that you can't grow with. You're not going to be with somebody that you can't build a legacy with. I think that is a little, I don't know, a little, I think it's reaching a little bit to say that.
Yeah, so let me say that if I can step in here for just a minute. So there is something like a good finesse. So and I know women that say it's all good.
Right.
But there was a period of time in my marriage where I got laid off. And the day I got laid off, Charlene, for people that live in Atlanta, when Frank Ski used to have this little party thing out in Gwinnett, an old school thing. I can't remember the name of the club, but we would, like, every 3 or 4 months, we would go to this old school dance, and we just have a good time like we was back at FAMU. And the day I got laid off was the day we had already planned to go to this place. And so my wife was like, come on, let's go. I got your back. So Frank Ski's on the mic, and he, how you do the call and response, everybody that's got, doing this, raise your hand, say, ooh, ah, whatever. And so he said, everybody that's got a job, let me make some noise. I didn't say anything because I just got laid off that day. And my wife punched me in my chest. She said, you better sound off. I know you got a job, you just ain't realized it yet. That made me, I was so, like, I knew she was, like, she finessed me, but the way, that was belief that she had it. So I was like, hell yeah. So the next time he said it, I was like, hell yeah, I got a job. Now, I didn't get that job for 6 months, but I still got a job, and I still found ways to work. So don't get me wrong, I was still out there hustling, doing what I got to do, but I found a way to do it. So there is such a thing as a good finesse. And when you got women like my mother, the microwave, everybody used the microwave in the family. It wasn't like she just did it for herself. My mother finessed my father one time for an entire couch redo or whatever. The whole family enjoyed it. It wasn't just for us, we all enjoyed it. But there are times when it is just, I got to go with Trevor, where it is kind of just for y'all. And prime example. All right, Charlene, I'm sorry, I got to tell the story. So one week, my wife had like 1 million juice cleanses to do at the juice bar. And she got done with the cleanses that week, and she told me, she's like, OC, I want to go shopping. I'm like, all right. She just straight up like, I want to go shopping. I'm like, go ahead, babe. You have any extra money? I'm like, yeah, here, go ahead. I said, I know you've been working hard. She says, but I'm tired. I'm so exhausted from the juice bar. I don't want to drive. So I'm like, well, what do you mean? I was like, don't you want some time to yourself? She says, yes, I do want time to myself, but I don't want to drive. I said, so what are you saying? Spit it out. She was like, can you please drive and not say nothing while I go shopping? Y'all know me. I like to talk. For 2 hours, I drove my wife around like driving Miss Daisy. Didn't say a word while she went shopping. Now, that was just as stupid as hell, but I did it. She was happy, but she definitely finessed me with that. So that is exactly. I have to put my fist up.
I want to know why is it, Laura and Tanisha, why do you guys feel so offended when we see y'all finesses all the time?
Because you say it with such a negative.
It's always about women. It's about women doing it, and it's not just women that are doing it. It's two sides to that coin. So it's not just women. Like I'm not getting offended. I'm just saying like there's two sides to every story. So it's not like it's just the woman, because it could also be the man too.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Here's the thing about it though. I think when a man finesses, and probably this is where we mess up at. Okay. When the man finesses the woman, sometimes the man will brag and be like, I got you, girl. I got you, right? No, I got you, right? No, I got you, right? Maybe he messed it up by letting it be known. But y'all, tight-lipped with it, okay? And like it's a normal way of doing things. Like one of the most famous ones is when y'all go out somewhere, when we go out somewhere and whether it's to eat or to browse or whatnot, suddenly I left my purse in the car, so now you gotta buy everything, pay for everything. That's a finesse, right? Because that's been done to me.
I've never done that to a man. I've always had my wallet. So I'm sorry that you I'm sorry that you experienced that, Trevor. I'm sorry you experienced that.
Maybe it's just me then, because I you know what, I think y'all scared. I think y'all scared to admit some things. Okay.
So
No, not
Tanisha,
at all.
Let me tell you something. I just automatically now just assume I'm being finessed on every damn thing.
so let me ask Tanisha this question.
Sounds like trauma.
Why you just gotta ask me this question?
Because you made me, I gotta ask you because you brought up the point. So Tanisha, you always got your money. Your father's taught you correctly. You've always got your coins. You know how to protect yourself. That's good. You got financial education. I'm aware of that because I've known you now for a little over a year. So I know that you got your financial education. I know that you can take care of yourself. I know you're independent. Is there still no need to use the finesse under any circumstance? You can take care of yourself. I'm not saying
Okay.
that smile is letting me know that you know what I'm talking about.
Hold on, because I use the finesse when I need to use the finesse, and the finesse has nothing to do with finances at all.
Oh, okay, so Tanisha, you ain't never went on no date with somebody because you was hungry.
I have never went on no date anyone because
Just because you was hungry.
I eat all the time. If anybody knows me, I'm always eating.
Knowing that the finesse will work.
But I do know females who actually have done that, and that pisses me off because I'm like, you should just know how to cook at this point in time, or just be 100% with the dude. Like, hey, I got no money, but I want to spend time with you, but that just all that does is just complicate shit. Like that complicates everything, doesn't it? Like, so you're showing a guy that you might like him or you may not like him.
I think. That's
like, why can't y'all just go for a park, like go for a walk in the park? If you're hungry, there's there's a little food truck. You know what I'm saying? Do you have money to sit there to eat? Yes or no?
I think it comes down to.
I have never gone and actually die ever.
Okay. Have you ever? And you know what? Maybe I'm too real or whatever. There's got to be a point in people's lives where they know they're being finessed or they are finessing. Like the whole. Keeping it, I got a headache tonight, honey. That's a finesse too. Yeah. Just so you don't want to do it tonight.
But what if she really has a headache? I mean, hello.
We'll know. We'll know he really got one. We'll know. We'll know he really got one.
How about you, instead of being so skeptical, how about you just make your intentions be known? Make it known and say, hey, I feel like you're finessing me right now. Put it out on the table if that's how you feel, instead of being skeptical or thinking.
Wait, everybody. I asked you this question. Ask yourself that same question. If he did say that to you, what would you say? Would that change how you feel about what you got going on that night?
Okay,
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
So we always say we're not allowed to have a headache after you sit there and take care of the household and you take care of the kids. So wait, hold on. So we're not allowed to it could be that time. Like we just did all we want, you could just be like, babe, I got you in 3 days.
Well, if you with a girl, you pretty much know around what time they be going on their cycle anyway.
That's the one thing y'all will finesse. Is that right there where y'all don't.
Oh, and a person who does not absolutely know what it feels like says that thing every single time. You can never understand what it feels like, what we're going through in that moment, but yet y'all have all kinds of opinions on how we should feel. No, y'all don't get to do that.
It's the same thing.
We get finesse.
You evaded my question though.
It's not a finesse. If I'm being straightforward, it's about the communication.
Okay,
if I say to you, I have a headache, you say, do you really have a headache? That's all you gotta say. Do you really have a headache? And I will tell you the truth. Absolutely, I do have a headache, and I'm just not in the mood.
You know what I'm doing?
I don't see why that's the problem though.
This is my point of view on that, what you just said, right? If I'm your man and I'm saying, hey, if this is my girl, and I'm saying, hey, I'm trying to do something
I like that, Lexi.
I'm trying to do something.
Thank you very much. I like that.
I'm trying to do something tonight, whatever the case may be. She says, I have a headache. I'm not going to ask her, oh, you got a headache. I'm just going to believe and trust that she got a headache. But if I know you was just good earlier, I seen how you was acting earlier, You was okay at the movie theater. You was good when you eat the lobster. Now
Right.
you got a headache. Then I'm like, all right. And
I got
You act like headaches aren't on
right
set.
now.
You act like that. Okay,
I'm
I'm
gassy.
good earlier in the day, and then
gassy.
I do get a headache based off of perhaps what I've eaten or the ride home. It's late at night. There's a lot of light shining in my eyes. That will trigger a headache.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
Okay.
just
So let's
saying,
flip the script.
like,
Let's flip the script.
I mean, me
Let's flip
being
the
a person
script.
who
What if-
gets headaches.
There's no, okay.
Let's flip the script. What if I came home? Let's use you. So what if Dion came home? Y'all was having a good day, you know. Son went, you didn't put son to sleep, and you was like, man, you had me going today. I really enjoyed the day. I wanna bless you tonight. And he like, you know, my head hurt.
First of all, let's get this straight.
Exactly.
Sorry out there. Dion would never say that.
So what she's saying
I'm
is
not saying he never
Unless
would. I'm
it's
saying
something extremely physically wrong with him, it would never be the reverse.
Laura,
I'll just tell you
But
that.
what I'm saying is, if
Laura,
he
have
did
you ever
do that,
been finessed?
I probably have.
No,
Absolutely. I already told you.
Probably have.
Fellas, y'all gotta help them stop finessing. So soon as she gonna have to keep finessing with me. So, oh baby, you got a headache? All right, let me run get you this ibuprofen.
Oh yeah.
We gonna fix that. I can get you some water. Get some
See,
water.
that's a solution. That's a solution, Marcus.
It's
That's a solution.
appreciated.
Okay.
Thank you.
Like, no,
Thank
baby,
you for
you
my
gotta-
Tylenol. Thank you for my water. Yep, absolutely. I
And
appreciate
then-
it. I
And then, by the
appreciate it.
way, Alexa's out there saying, "Look, straightforward is always the best way, babe. I need a few days. I'm not feeling it right now." Now, what is that?
Absolutely.
What is that? That's communication, isn't it not?
Absolutely. That's what I've been
That
saying.
clear
the whole
everything up.
That's not
time.
finessing. That's just like letting you know, like, hey, boo, we can't really. No,
That's what I want. So it goes back to what I said. Females finesse because she may think I'm gonna get my feelings hurt now because she's not up to tonight. So she's gonna finesse me by saying something else. No, just be straight. Tell me you ain't ready tonight. Just tell me straight up. No, I ain't with it.
I think a lot of situations. A lot of situations and relationships kind of hit those little speed bumps because of the lack of communication. People are not necessarily saying what they mean, what their intentions are, and saying them up front. We have expectations of our partners without it being spoken on. You know, I haven't articulated my expectation of you. And that's why I think a lot of people, both sides, run the fantastic finesse game.
Right. No, I agree with that 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
And now let me be clear. There are certain things men and women should always have their secrets. I mean, you shouldn't tell everything. You know, you got to keep some stuff to yourself. But at the same time, anything that pertains to your spouse, you need to articulate that to the fullest. Whether it's money, how you feel about money, sex, the whole nine, all of that needs to be articulated to the absolute fullest. So I certainly agree with you there. It's just that when it comes to the finesse game, it depends on what you're getting finessed on sometimes. Like, you know, sometimes as a man, you don't mind. And I know sometimes as a woman, you probably don't mind. You know, when I'm acting a fool and silly or what have you, and I know my wife is looking at me like, I know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not boo-boo the fool. I know exactly what you're doing, but she knows I don't mean any harm by it. Obviously, as she does it, she knows it's all fun and games and likewise. But the problem comes when there's, I guess, like if it hasn't been articulated and you keep getting finessed, then it ends up being a resentment. And then it could be a resentment on both parts. For instance, if you just got used to finessing your man or finessing your woman, and then somebody stops, like, I'm not doing that no more. We're not going, I'm not spending this money or whatever. That actually creates resentment on both people's parts because one person now feels betrayed and now the other person can no longer do what they used to do. So that ends up being problematic. So, you know, that's why communication, as Laura said, is always key.
Now there is cute finesse things too. Sometimes, you know, you'd like to see her, you know, do a little more extra or do a little bit extra, you know, over you, rub your head or whatever you say, patch your eyes. right? Sometimes that finesse is kind of cool, you know.
Yep.
It's very, very rare that we get something out of it.
Okay.
Oh,
Trevor,
man.
what's been your biggest finesse that's happened to you? Because I feel like it's still a deep down issue. I feel like we should figure this out. It's real. So like, what happened?
You got finesse.
My biggest finesse, I probably couldn't even say it, but when I look back on it, it's like, okay, I didn't really get finesse, but that was kind of like a finesse. But I mean, I'm trying to think. Was it? Oh, I know what it was. I think when I bought my wife's very first Range Rover. Okay, it was around our. Now I used to hate Range Rovers, right? And it was around our anniversary or before our anniversary, and we happened to. She wanted to go to the dealership, okay, just to go look at the Range Rover, right? And of course, we went there. She already knows I hate them. I don't like them, okay? So we went there and we did the test drive, you know. Next thing I know, I'm buying a damn Range Rover. So that was probably one of my biggest finesses because what was used was the anniversary. Okay. That's what was used. Okay.
Okay. Now, okay. We get it. I feel like you want to hug. You want to hug, bro? Because I feel like because I'm just saying, like I get it. You know, I get why you be upset, but I'm like, don't you drive a Range Rover now?
Yeah, I do.
It's nice too.
Yeah,
it's a nice Range
Rover.
Did she put you on game, or did she like when she finessed?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
But look at it now. Look at you now.
Well, look at you. Look at extra fly the Range
Okay,
Rover.
and that's what you
like black or red.
got.
So what is you?
Okay.
You got something out of it.
Y'all got me.
I'm still gonna give you a hug, Trevor.
I know, right?
We're still gonna give you a hug, bro. I'm sorry.
I used to hate the damn truck. I couldn't stand them. Now I love them.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, like my biggest finesse, like in my life, and I'm 36 now, was when and I'm trying to tell you this out loud, my ex-boyfriend, legit, okay, like we were just dating, it's only been like 2 months, right? Like only 2 months, probably 2 or 3 months, and somehow, some way, magically, he got evicted while he was out of town. Now, in back of my head and how my parents taught me, you just don't just get evicted like in like a month. Like it's a whole process.
Right.
It takes time.
But he needed he was like, well, baby, I have nowhere to stay. And I was like, well, you can stay on my couch until you get everything together. That's not a problem. Yeah. See, that's when he was like, okay, that's not a problem. I'll do that. Next thing you know, 6 months later, this brother still living in my damn house. And I was like, all right, we're not really having this too much. And he was like, no, I mean, I feel like we should be able to grow together and you know, we can build an empire. I said, bro, there wasn't even talk about a wedding yet. How are we gonna sit there and grow together? And like you just came you came from the couch and now you try to sneak it. They're doing too much. It's just doing too much. That was my biggest finesse as a female. Why did you realize that men can do it too?
Why did you feel like, what did he do that made you finesse? I like, in other words, so when I do stuff, like literally my wife,
really a finesse, honestly.
You just doing it out of kindness of your heart?
I think it's just because I did it out of kindness of my heart. Like, you know, I mean, you know, your granddaddy just passed away and like you got evicted while you were out of town, but I already know exactly what the situation was. I felt bad, but I never asked him to be like, oh, baby, you can move in with me. I said, there is a couch and you can get your shit together. And then this is what we can sit there and do. But there was no like talks about, oh, I see us with the future. Oh, I can't wait to have your kids. None of that.
Hey, Tanisha, but that was your boyfriend though, wasn't it? Didn't you see a future with him or not?
He was. The word is was my boyfriend. He was my boyfriend. So like he was.
Tanisha, don't worry, girl. I was in your shoes once before too.
Thank you, Lord.
I had
wait.
I have yet to ever move in with a man thus far. So
the truth still holds true. A finesse is a slick way of doing something. That's what it is.
It was slick.
A slick
Okay.
way of doing something.
Okay, so
There's no
I'll
way
tell
that
y'all the
eventually
biggest
happened.
time I finessed as a male, I finesse, right? So I'm a gamer sometimes, so I play the video game. I have a PS4, and it got the red ring on it, and it stopped working. So in my mind, I said, "Dang, can't game with the boys. Can't, this is some sense of joy." I knew my girl had a PS4 too. So you know what I did? I went over to her house with the Blu-ray DVD player. I plugged it in, set it up, and I said, "Babe, look at what I just got you. I got you a Blu-ray, so you ain't got to use a PS4 for to watch your movie." She's like, "Oh yeah, thank you. I was getting tired of going through all of that." And I was like, "That's a bet." The PS4 was already in the trunk, and I went to the house and I had a good time with my friends.
So
Both of y'all benefited from that. But you know what? The key thing that just happened there was that you knew her. You knew that she was having an issue. There was a need there on her part.
The need there.
Yeah.
There was a need. So,
No, the need was her just learning how to program the PlayStation 4. So that's all she needed to know how to do.
See a need, feel a need.
needed.
Say that again, Bree.
What'd you say, Bree?
I said, see a need, feel a need.
Exactly.
I don't know about.
You know what? I wanted to make a comment on something about the communication that I mentioned earlier. I think what also happens in relationships and where we get this miscommunication is that you don't learn your partner. Learn your partner. And perhaps some of these miscommunications won't happen so often. There may not need to be a reason for a negative finesse. Because like we said, the finesse is not necessarily always
all of us ain't able, Laura.
But no, like there's something to that.
All of us ain't able, Laura.
I mean,
Laura, to be all the way 100, I think that the more you know your person or the person, you can finesse them even more because you know them.
But is there a need? I mean, is it a bad thing then? Or I mean, because you said there's cute little ways you can finesse your partner, and then there's a finesse like, okay, well, because I do know my husband so well, I know how to, get him to do what I need him to do in a timely manner. But is that necessarily a bad thing? We kind of play off of each other. We kind of go along with each other. I don't think it's necessarily something that should be looked at as so negative.
Yeah. Okay, so I don't think it's negative things. I think the difference between the finesse with men and women is finesse with men is we don't care about the timing with it. Like we can finesse and then we make sure that it happens in the time that we want it to happen. The finesse with women is you may finesse it and then you're upset about the timing that it took. So y'all just gotta finesse a little bit better because I feel like with your situation, what you said, like, hey, wash the dishes, and the time goes by, and you're like, dang, you ain't washed the dishes yet, whatever case may be. You ain't give them a reason to go in the kitchen to look at the dishes.
I shouldn't have to.
If you,
I mean, like,
that's part of the finesse. That's part of the finesse, though.
It should be just because I said. I'm
talking about the finesse.
Why do I need to give you a reason?
That's part of the finesse. See, you don't know how to finesse. That's your problem.
It's not.
Okay.
For me, we discussed this. If I'm going to finesse you, then you're going to do it. But I'm coming from you. I'm coming to you straightforward. Babe, I need you to wash the dishes. Babe, I need you to wash my car. Now, when you don't do it, then that's when you bring in the finesse. But my thing is, at that point, yes, you've already irritated me because you forgot. And that's the only reason why I get irritated, because you forgot. It's not that you took super duper long to do it, but you forgot to do it. And I had to ask you again. And then you came back at me and acted as if I'm nagging you about it. So yeah, that's going to irritate me. But I don't do the finesse because I'm just going to do it myself. And that's just how I've always been.
I ain't to meet Dion, boy, and give him some dap, dog. Cause he finally, yeah. Cause he don't have them problems, right?
So
really.
So I'm gonna suggest, and I hate to blow up Dion's thing, but I think I mentioned this on the on the call. On the cat, Lord, I hope Charlene on her way home and don't hear this. So what I do in certain cases like that, when I know, just like you said, Laura, you know your wife, you know your spouse. So if she asks me to do something and I don't want to do it, I may wait for a while. I may do it eventually if they get around to it. But if I know it's something that she wants done right now and she don't feel like waiting, let's say she want it done in an hour, I'll wait 2 hours. You know why? Because I know she's gonna do it herself. And that's a finesse in and of itself. Now, I'm gonna pay the consequences later. But I'm like, if I wait 2 hours, she's gonna be pissed off and do it herself, and then I don't have to do it.
Now, I don't like that. I would rather just, just like my wife does the same thing too. She'll tell me to do something, never say, a time frame, okay? And then before I know it, she's doing it. And I'm like, why'd you ask for them?
And not only is she doing it, Trevor, she's doing it with an attitude.
Exactly.
Oh yeah.
When you want something done, you got to do it yourself. Because apparently, if it ain't done in a timely manner, you just got to simply do it yourself.
What is a timely manner?
Right.
Well, within the day at least. Don't forget.
Okay. I got all day to wash dishes. I got all day to do it, right?
And it depends on each person. Me, I mean, it can take you forever and it can take you all day to do it. But my thing is, when it takes you all day and then you still forget, I could have just done it myself. What was the whole point of me even asking you? And then y'all are like, oh, well, it's not that big of a deal. Actually, it kind of is at this point, because I'm asking you to do me a favor. I'm asking you to do it for me as a part of, and this is just me, my love language, acts of service. You know what I mean? That's about knowing your partner. That's about knowing your spouse. Now, if I'm doing it and you know this about me, why wouldn't you do it? Why wouldn't you do it? Why would you be Isaac spiteful and wait two hours to have her do it herself, and instead of saying, hey babe, I really just don't feel like doing it right now, I'll get to it in 2 hours. Communication.
Or just not say anything and let her do it. And then you have solved the problem.
Oh
no,
listen,
that's terrible.
Right,
you get yourself in trouble.
So listen, I'm joking. So the one thing that Charlene told me on things like that feels like lying to her. So if I say that I'm going to do something and then I don't do it, that feels like lying. So if she asks me to do something and I say, yes, I really do, I do go ahead and knock it out. If there's something, now if she's asking me in the middle of something that I want, that I'm doing and busy, and I don't say anything, Charlene, and this comes from, listen, this is 29 years of marriage. Trust me, we didn't work through these little small problems or what have you. So if she asks me to do something and I don't say nothing, she really knows. She's like, oh, she doesn't want to do it. And so she'll just ask, she's like, well, what time can you do it? And I'm like, I'll do it at such and such time. So, and that's how we communicate. And that's how, I don't wait for her. Obviously I used to when I was younger. Obviously, I'm gonna tell you the truth. That was something that I would do all the time. I wait for her to get mad and go do it herself, and then I wouldn't have to do it.
Lazy, bro.
But listen, but here's the thing. I don't
lazy.
Isaac? Maybe, but I was still doing something that I wanted to do. But when she told me that when you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, even though it's something as small as taking out the trash, that's like lying to me. And if you lie over taking out the trash, you'll lie over big stuff as well. So we worked out this whole, and I don't want it to seem like I'm lying to my wife. So obviously we worked out this little system where the minute she says it, I give her a time. I'll do it in 30 minutes. Or I'm X, Y, and Z, I'll do it in an hour. And then that way she goes on about her day. Otherwise, she knows that I'm busy and not gonna, or that there's an issue and it's something that, we need to discuss. So, I think that's been real good.
Hey, Isaac.
Yo.
I got cut out just now. The internet messed up for some reason. I don't know. But to comment on what you was just saying, in my relationship, I feel that there's certain things that I shouldn't have to do all the time, or it's things that, you know, I think that my lady is just better at doing, such as cooking and washing the dishes. Not saying that I can't
This is
do it.
1950.
It's not that. It's not that. Tanisha, listen to what I'm saying before you lash out.
Okay, my fault.
Before you lash out, listen to what I'm saying. It's not that I can't do it. It's just like this. All right, I'm the taller one in the relationship. I can reach tall things. I can pick up the refrigerator and move it. I can go cut the grass. These are things that I don't expect my woman to even think about touching, right? Now, I'm not saying that I can't wash the dishes, but because what I do in the house already, she's like, I'm not going to ask you that unless it's just like she's tired. She doesn't want to do it at all. And she's like, hey, Pat, can you do that? And then just because of who I am, I'll go do that just to say, hey, you know what I want after, I didn't wash the dishes.
Finesse.
Exactly, Laura. It's the reason why I said you don't know how to finesse the right way. So
it's not that I don't know how, because first of all, it's my relationship with my husband, and I don't need to. How about that?
Okay, she stayed in the big house.
You say what?
She stayed in the big house.
So Patrick,
Look at her. I'm in the big. I'm inside where it's cool. Okay,
Patrick. Let me give you some game, Patrick. Let me give you some.
Supposed to be negative though. That's the thing about it. None of my finesse is ever negative. Right. None of her finesse is ever negative. It's just getting what we want done by the other person without asking them directly. Or if I do want to ask them directly, I'm going to do certain things in order to get something else done in a certain amount of time, or whatever the case may be. The thing about what I'm saying with Laura, and I like just going back and forth because I told you I was going to come with the heat today. So so the thing with Laura and what I'm saying to Laura is as far as she doesn't know how to finesse right, because she's saying she doesn't have to. You're the more of the direct person. You're saying, hey, I want you to wash the dishes. I need you to do it at this certain amount of time. What I'm saying is that's not really finesse what you're doing. If you wanted to finesse him to wash the dishes, it's like this. Hey, you in there is something that he like to see. And you like, hey, I'm about to cook. Can you get them dishes for me? That man gonna be in there washing them things before the dinner gets finished getting cooked. And that's how you properly finesse. Now, like when I say this, because if you know how to properly finesse, you ain't gonna get in no arguments.
Okay, Patrick, let me just put your hot fire out right now with your bucket of water, because I don't have to finesse, because both of us are direct. Both of us, we just gonna ask, and that's just what it is. That's just the dynamic of our relationship. And not saying that, and I said before, the finesse to me is not necessarily a bad thing, but it's taken sometimes in a way that's negative. But it's not necessarily that bad, but I just don't do it. We don't do it. I mean, not like in your face like that.
Trevor.
I would say once you're married, it's never negative. Now, if you're dating, then it might be a negative thing. Like, I got homeboys that date a fat girl with about 6 kids right around tax season, get their tax money, and then they dip out. That's a bad finesse. Like, oh, dang, he messing with her. You wondering why he with the girl. Like, what is you with? What is that you with? And then tax season comes. Yes, that. You know exactly what I mean when I say that. So,
oh, that poor woman.
They finesse by getting in good with someone just because they know the tax season is coming. You probably go outside. It was a lovely day today. If you had went to the mall today, you probably seen it happen in live action. Action live.
So let me and Trevor tell you this, Patrick, as married men. The game changes after marriage, brother.
Exactly.
The game. So what I'm saying is, what your wife or your girlfriend tolerates now, don't you ever forget it. She ain't tolerating half that stuff once you get married. Oh, women have a goal. One thing I've learned about women, they have a level of focus and drive that is we have focus and drive, and our focus and drive is high on specific things.
Yep.
With women, their drive is high on life, period, like in goals and steps of where they want to accomplish. So when that woman sees a man that she wants and she wants to build a future, like she makes up in her mind that she wants to have a future with that particular man, she tolerates certain things to accomplish that goal. Once that goal is met, she moves on to the next goal, therefore meaning certain sacrifices stop. And so that's really, in my opinion, how a lot of times this finesse part comes in. Because women, let me tell you something, man. I can't get into these because this is Facebook Live and YouTube Live, but I done had some barbershop conversations on what has changed after marriage and how they get finessed and why the need for finesse. And it's just, you just like, bruh. And it's all different reasons. I mean, it's absolutely insane, the reasons. So I'm just, Patrick, I know you are a smooth operator, Patrick. I see you put that little chocolate smile on them, and I know that they melt. But I know, trust and believe. Listen, I put the smile on my wife too, and my wife, you know, she blushing all that type of stuff. But I guarantee you, she was calculating for like, all right, I got OC. The moment X, Y, and Z happens, it's a wrap. Trevor, am I lying?
Nope. Because I used to always tell people when I speak on the weekends, you know, I tell people, I say, you know, I've been married for 24 years, for a total of 24 years, to 4 different women, all in the same body. Because as you say, Isaac, whatever she loves in year 1, she gonna hate in year 4. And whatever she love or hate in year 4, she gonna love in year 7 and vice versa, right? And we as men have to learn how to navigate that, you know, peacefully and amicably and all that. And I just think that when it comes to the finesse game, I just believe that for most women, not Laura, okay, for most women, but not Laura, it's something I do. You know, we all can't be special like Laura.
Yeah.
That's it. You know, so and that's a testament to Dion, not even Laura.
The shade.
Throw the shade.
The shade of it all. I think somebody is just a little jealous, a little hurt over there.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So Marcus, you the youngest on here, right, Marcus?
Yeah.
So is finesse part of your repertoire still?
No, I ain't finesse when I wasn't married. I don't do all of that.
He just puts the green eyes on him. That's all.
Yeah, that's it, right?
Honestly, I don't do none of that. I just do what I need to do.
Now our kids finesse us all the time, don't they?
Oh man, my baby girl. I'm telling you, man. I hate. I would never admit that I'm wrapped around her finger to her, but I am. That let me tell you something.
Our kids are great at finessing us.
Oh man, bro. Listen, if I have it, my baby girl could probably get it from me. I'm telling you right now.
My son can finesse my wife like an expert. Expert.
My son does that to me. I won't even lie. He will finesse the heck out of me. And I go to Dion like, babe, why you so hard on him? Why you nitpicking him?
Oh my God, that's exactly what y'all say.
I'm like, babe, why you nitpicking the boy? Leave him alone. He just be turning on the little smile, his little laugh, and he gets me every time. He got me wrapped around his finger. Yeah, I'll admit it.
Yeah, but you know, we don't mind those finesses at all, to be quite honest with you. We don't. We wish that we did, and they can certainly be expensive. Have y'all seen that meme of the Little Rascals where it's an episode of Little Rascals where Spanky is throwing money out the window? Have y'all seen that? And then they said this is what raising daughters is like, where you just throwing wads of cash out the window. I'm telling you, man, whatever they need, you make sure that you get. Now, I'm blessed. My son I mean, don't get me wrong. I guess I spoiled him. I should say spoiled him. I've been hard on him than about my daughter. But you're absolutely right, Trevor. My wife, bro, my son can do no wrong. I don't know that she's ever spanked him before in his life, and he has certainly deserved some spankings for sure. I think she just left that up to me when we were when they were young.
I think it's just the mother-son relationship, man. You know, it's because I'm the same way with my daughter too, right? I'm harder on my son than I am my daughter, but I think it's just a matter of the the mother-son, father-daughter relationship, because I don't care what anyone said. My daughter cannot do anything wrong in my eyes.
I used to be the same way, brothers and sisters, but I changed.
What happened, Brother Ralph?
I'm older than all of y'all in here. I'm 64 years old. I'm gonna tell you something. I hear what y'all saying, and I have to disagree, because my daughter's my son. I cannot show any difference. Of course, one's female, one's male, but I'm not gonna say this is my. I just don't believe in that, because my grandparents did me the same way. It wasn't, so we have to be careful. And I've heard that only man or woman really love is her son. I've heard that all my life. Now, like I said, I got daughters, got grandsons, but I treated them, and granddaughters, treat them all the same. I don't believe in that, because if something happened to me, guess what? What have they learned? Because my wife died 5 years ago. I was married about 40 years. But in the process, there's some things we have to give and take. Marriage 100% on each part. And I hear y'all say, well, I'm not gonna be finesse, I'm not gonna do that. But guess what? We finesse with strangers. We finesse in insurance to get somebody. So why can't we finesse with people that we know and we love?
All right now.
Anyway,
I love it.
Thank you, Ralph. That's a great point.
Yes.
Because I was gonna ask, is the finesse not necessary, but is it, or it could be, okay? But can it be something that cannot be done in such a slick, undermining type of way? Can it be?
Yes, I would say it can be. I would think, for the most part, are we willing to submit to the person, to our spouse, fiance / are we willing to say, okay, especially if you had an argument, am I willing to see this person's side? Am I willing to say, okay, for example, my wife had an excellent way of getting me to wash dishes. I hated to wash dishes. I hated it, still do. What she would do, she wouldn't ask me to wash dishes, because she knew I was gonna tell her, no, I'm not gonna do it. Straight up. What she would do is I'm not gonna do it. So what she would do is she would use finesse, and she would say, baby, could you come in, man? I said, yeah, what you want? Could you hand me that pot right there? I said, okay. Could you, she says kind of heavy, could you wash that pot for me? Please. And what am I gonna say? No?
No, you're gonna do it, Brother Ralph.
Yep.
And I did it. And I did it all the time. That was finesse, but she knew my nature. If she said, wash dishes, I don't mind cooking, I don't mind drying, but I used to hate to wash dishes. I would dry, I would cook, do anything. I just never liked what she knew that. So, she would do it sometimes. So anyway,
so you were willing to submit to that?
I did. Like I said, she wasn't but 5'2". Anyway, but
them short ones get you, brother. I'm married to a midget too, man. Them short ones get you, brother. I'm married to a midget too, man. I gotta.
I'm sleeping on the couch
tonight. Basically, you do it for the one you love.
That's true. That's true.
You're gonna do it for the ones you love.
Sure.
Man,
listen, we're being finessed every day.
Yeah, he made a great point on that, man. We certainly are getting finessed every day, for sure.
Every day.
Your 401k is the biggest finesse of all.
Indeed.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
401k is huge. Yeah.
So,
Well, listen, guys, I want to make sure that we know that it is that the form. So again, this was a little different format for us today. We normally do we do everything separate, but we still have the same links where we try to learn about financial education. So if you are registered on the call and not on Facebook Live or YouTube Live today, but if you're actually registered on the call, we have the form to learn more about to get your personal financial solution. You can click on that link there, and then when we post it at the end on Facebook Live as well as YouTube Live for the final posting, you'll see the link there as well. You can reach out to any of us. You can reach out to me. My Instagram is OC in Atlanta, OC, the letter N, Atlanta. Obviously, you can text me, find me on Facebook at Isaac Muhammad. And then Trevor, how can they get a hold of you?
Very, very easy. Trevor Evans, that's TrevorEbans at TrevorEvans.com.
All right, T Money.
Oh, you guys can just find me on. I'm the host of this. All you gotta do is look me up on Facebook, Tanisha Steiger, or TayMichelle2485@gmail.com.
And my name is Laura Whedon, LJR@gmail.com, or Facebook, just Laura Whedon. That's how you can get in contact with us or with me. Marcus,
Okay.
how can we get in contact with you?
Excuse me, y'all. I hate to cut in. Could I get Trevor Evans information again? My ink pen failed to stop writing.
That's,
Sure.
yeah, it's TrevorEbans
Okay.
at TrevorEvans.com. TreVor. I write it in the chat box for you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, appreciate it. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, I wanted to put out there really quickly, like Isaac mentioned, we're talking about financial education. If you really want to take this financial education thing seriously, we also offer free workshops throughout the week, actually Monday through Saturday, and we can get you set up with that information too, if you like.
Okay.
All right, did everybody get the information?
Nah, you can
What's the room I'm going to?
That's just for after the pre-show. That's
Yeah.
after the post-show.
Thank you.
but
Has nothing to do with the show. What's up?
y'all can look me up on Facebook.
Stop yelling at me. The show is over. Okay, Trevor, I'm sorry. I told you I was gonna give you a hug, bro. Like I was like, geez, like a level 9. I'm like, we're at a 4, bro.
Marcus, how can we get a hold of you, brother?
Yeah, you can I'm on Facebook, Marcus Hunt. You can search me there, add me there. My Gmail is marcusmhunt91@gmail. And be there. That's it. Instagram, Marcus M Hunt. Same thing. I'm Marcus M Hunt 91.
Got you. And we just posted the link for the workshops, the financial education workshops. We just posted the link for that, which will also be on the Facebook Live and YouTube. Has everybody else given their information?
No, you can find me at Patrick Graves on Facebook, Black Tie on IG, Patrick Graves Black Tie on IG, and I put my email in the chat room as well.
All right. T Money, you gave your info?
Yep.
Awesome.
Right.
Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome. So this was an excellent segment tonight. It was so good. I'm actually looking forward to our next
I think Laura wanted to just
collaboration.
brag tonight, y'all. That's all I think about. She wanted to brag tonight.
No, I'm just
Y'all
playing.
struggling. She's saying, y'all struggling. That's what she's saying. Y'all struggling.
At all. I really enjoyed you guys. I really enjoyed this platform. And for those of you watching out there, if you want to join our platform, please reach out to us. Join our team. Get financially educated. Break those generational curses and create generational wealth. And we look forward to working with you guys soon. Catch Mommies and Money this Thursday, 6:30, and then Fathers and Finance again next Tuesday at 6:30. So we will see you all then. Thank you guys.
Y'all
Have a great
guys.
night.
Have a good one.